Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with a brand new season of X-Men 97. We're on season 2, and they dropped 3 episodes, so we're gonna go through those today because, you know, there's so much going on right now. I'm like, let's just get these 3 out because we're gonna be dropping them weekly after that, so I'm looking forward to it. Season 1, I enjoyed a lot. I thought it was such a great spin on a very classic story. As someone who watched the X-Men original, well, the series that went on during the 90s, it was nice to see this series do a beautiful mix of the nostalgia of the original, but also bringing some newer, shinier elements, like in terms of the animation and updating some of the storylines for a more updated audience. And so I enjoyed it a lot. Now, as many people know, the showrunner from last season is no longer with Disney for very valid reasons. So I am hoping that this change is not going to have too much of an impact in the overall feel and vibe of the show, because I do think they nailed that in season 1. But knowing that the showrunner was also one of the main writers last season, I do wonder, you know, if that's going to affect the way things come across this season. I do think there's going to be changes, but I'm really hoping they're for the better because, like I said, I really enjoyed season 1. I thought they handled so many things so brilliantly, and I hope they continue to do that and that they don't shy away from some of the more, shall we say, challenging topics that last season's episodes did. So we're really not going to know until we jump in. I've got high expectations and I hope that they're met. So let's do that. We're going to start off with episode 1, which is called Days of Past Future. I see the little twist that they did on that movie there. So we'll do that. But just before I do, please do hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you can be in the know of when I drop episodes to this show and many others. Also, if you'd like to catch an uncut version of this reaction, you can do so on my Patreon. All right, out of the way, let's get into episode 1 right now. Now we gotta we gotta watch the intro. You know we do the intro around here, baby. Uh-huh. Ooh, new imagery. It never gets old, y'all. Whoever wrote that, pay them again. They are getting royalties for this, but anyway.
For young mutants, now the haunting wreckage of a shattered dream.
Ooh, deep.
Since they went missing, there have been ripples in the time stream. I've been able to track the deviations back to 2 different points in time. Ancient Egypt, 3000 BC.
Damn!
And they both have one thing in common. Apocalypse.
Bastard.
And I thought inventing time travel was going to be the hard part.
I'll take the past. Figure your heart's set on the future.
Well, why would you think that? Storm is that gal.
This device spits in the face of time.
Ooh.
You can apologize to it later.
Can we?
We gotta get the X-Men back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s, baby. Why'd you wait so long for him to go in first? Like you expecting pieces to come out. I see what you did, Forge. Damn! We just got here.
Surrender, mutant, or face the wrath of our Lord and Savior, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse ready for your ass.
Should have gone to the past.
Oh, damn. Okay, those lasers are serious. Making quick work of those bricks. Found you! What's happening? Was that you, Wolfie? It was! Look at him running into the face of danger like the psycho he is. Wait, is it? Bone claws! Look, it's your girlfriend! Aw, can y'all have this moment later?
Mighty winds have brought you here.
You know what
Plenty
brought him
of tricks
here.
up my sleeve, honey.
Can we flirt later?
I don't like that face.
There's more.
Lots gone down since Asteroid M.
Please fill us in.
The least I can do is be a part of his life for a few moments. Do some good.
We have no idea who or what sent you through time. Whatever it was, it chose to send you all to pivotal moments in Apocalypse's life.
And what if we were sent here to make him the soldier that will defeat Apocalypse?
We don't know which is the right one.
At least give us the day to say goodbye.
Fine. You get one
I mean,
day
it's their kid. You can't ask them to do anything
before
else.
we break the whole damn timeline.
Something tells me Scott's willing to do that. He already had to say goodbye to his kid once, and he didn't like that.
You disturb
My slumber.
regeneration.
Okay, calm down.
Put
potential new vessel for you. A body that will ensure you need never endure the pain of regeneration again.
Really? Wolverine?
He is a telepath.
Oh,
A
Xavier.
young boy the Ascani aim to make their savior.
Oh no, sorry, I forgot. Cyborg.
Bring him to me.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Nathan, I forgot.
How can you use your mind to command the virus? It doesn't even hurt much anymore.
Telekinesis is all about focus. So long as you keep on your training, you'll be able to focus through the pain too.
Hmm.
That's exactly why you're the one who will. You've
Okay.
been fighting for every second of your life, Nathan. Since the day you were...
Thanks.
You're not an orphan with an incurable robot virus. You're destined to save the world.
Don't know if the weight of the world being put on your shoulders makes a kid feel better.
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like that does not serve a purpose that you think it does.
Just to hit him with goodbye? We can't risk disrupting the timeline.
You've already done that, though.
Screw any timeline that won't let a son be with his parents.
Oh, didn't I tell you? If there was any two people that are going to defy it, it's those two.
Go to Mother Ascani and make her see.
Make her? Wouldn't that be Eugene? Couldn't you just actually make her?
I wanted to thank you for taking me and my friends in these past
Why are
few
you on
months.
fire?
You think I deceive a desperate group of refugees for the sake of what?
Indeed.
This prophecy. Where did it come from? Who wrote it?
Details, please.
Nathan, kill Apocalypse. He's just a boy.
Or maybe it becomes Apocalypse. Did we not think about that?
Your season is summer. His is spring. Separate, but together. You both can help abate winter.
This is so many metaphors, right? He's like, I'm a Summers, actually.
What then?
Hmm.
After he fulfills his grand destiny.
Then it ends.
What does?
None escape the whims of time.
Okay. I don't even know what you say when someone meditates upside down over a flame. Like, what do you even say to that?
Could tamper with the
I
time.
will not apologize for giving a parent a chance to say goodbye to their child.
She's like, that's my bestie. Don't even.
We never really got a chance to sit down and figure out how this is going to work.
Oh,
How what will work?
exactly. What indeed?
Woman of faith, dating.
Are we dating?
You lovebird seen Nathan?
Always imposing.
Grabbed the baseball and ran off with Scott and Jean. Maybe he doesn't get you're supposed to throw it back.
I don't trust her, Jean. We can't bet Nathan's fate in a game of timeline poker.
Can he not
Hey,
hear that?
I
I was about to say, like, you know he's a telepath, right? That is so basic of you, Gene. I'm so sorry. How did you forget that your own son is a telepath? Now y'all fighting all these things by yourself because you ran off. Ooh. Ooh. New faces. Who it is? Oh, it's a wrap for y'all. Ooh, oh, your skin.
Apocalypse was. Apocalypse is. The sooner you learn that, the quicker you will be free.
Damn. That quick. See what happens when y'all run off without talking to nobody?
This is not how things were supposed to come to pass.
Oh, look, that's the thing about prophecies.
You say yourself, no one can escape the whims of time.
That part.
Perhaps this was always meant to be a step in Nathan's journey.
Twisted on her. Can't dispute the logic now, can we?
An ancient craft that came from the stars, forged by beings some would call gods.
Just forge.
They will be taken to a citadel, an impenetrable rampart that seals off Apocalypse and his slaves from the rest of the
Is it impenetrable?
crosses the gate before we can reach it.
We've lost
We'll
Nathan
never be
forever.
able to get inside.
You sure?
So where are we buying tickets?
Calm down.
Even if we could catch up, trying to jump onto something moving faster than a bullet would not be pretty.
Post-apocalyptic roadkill.
So technically you're saying only Wolverine can do it because he can recover?
But I'd need a hell of a lot more power.
How much?
Got a spare
Speak up.
supernova lying around here
She just
that
might.
I don't know about.
Here I thought that we were going to use
Not
Storm.
exactly.
Like lightning's pretty powerful. Would that not be enough?
Speak plainly.
Right? Trying to be all
This
cryptic and
power you plan to summon.
You.
that's what I thought.
You will conjure a solar.
I was like, why not use the elemental?
I have seen you wield them before. In my timeline.
Oh.
I hail from a hell that would make you call this one heaven.
Okay. Face reveal.
I brought you here.
You
brought us through time?
Look at her wrist.
How? Why?
Look at her wrist.
And when I saw the X-Men were fated to die, I saved you.
Really?
To try to thwart the mutant called Ensabanur from ever becoming Apocalypse in the first place.
Interesting plan.
If I could rewrite his destiny, we might finally be able to stop him. But we will never get the chance if Apocalypse claims Nathan.
Okay, so the stakes are just all or nothing. Thanks for letting us know now.
The virus. Your power's growing as you push harder.
The sweat.
I'm too weak.
Excuse you? You are a child of Summers and the Phoenix.
Trust us.
Please.
You have to believe in yourself.
You gotta believe.
Why didn't they keep me? Tell me, why did my parents let me go?
Do we have to talk about this right now?
Miracles are miracles because they're not supposed to be. Though, same thing's true about a mistake.
You ain't wrong. Time for confessions. So about letting you go.
Your laughter. Your eyes.
Yeah.
We love you so much, Nathan.
Poor Scott hasn't seen his eyes in like 25 years.
I remember.
See? She left you a little memory, remember? Deep in there somewhere?
What I'll tell you now is that your mother's psychic power is unrivaled.
That part.
And my optic blast's unstoppable.
That part.
And you are our son.
That part. He said, get it together. Period. Enough of that nonsense. Hey!
Next.
We're proud of you. Now help.
We need to get to the front and stop this train.
The way she always shows off that she can fly.
Now we just need to get her in the air.
Leave that to me.
Okay, girl, go. Oh. She got all kinds of tricks. It's interesting. There was a lot of theories I saw last season who people who watch this that Morph might have some, shall we say, extra feelings about Wolverine, and now I'm noticing that he is around Wolverine a lot.
Whose flares ignite the spark of hope in darkness.
Of course, she said it's gotta be poetry, baby.
For we are the dawn that breaks his night.
Period. Woo! Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
By the goddess.
I was like, that's my girl. Terrifying, but hot. Kiddo? Is there nothing you... Someone take down little drummer boy already. I'm tired of him. Beats are not even on beat. Now, who is that? She's like, who wants to play?
We're called the X-Men.
See? Told you.
Freeze their icy hearts.
Not the drum assist. Poor. Oh, that's the cable we know, baby. So I'm like, damn, he can do that? Yes, he can. He's like, y'all told me I was your son. Let me show you.
Let destiny knock.
Sister girl said, I did not pull y'all asses from different timelines for you guys to bail on the plan now.
The X-Men.
That's us.
There is no force they will not defy to protect one of their own.
Oh, you know.
I must strike them at their most vulnerable.
In the past?
The 1990s.
Sorry, it just sounds very funny when he said it like that. Is it? Okay. So you're just going to travel through some time now? Look at you, little bitch, running away.
Are you hurt? You okay?
Stop fussing, Dad. I'm fine.
That's very Scott of you.
But what about them?
Good men don't seek leadership, son. They're summoned to it.
Yep, they just do it because they have to. Look at him. He's getting so good at his powers. 2 minutes with his parents, and look how much he's already learned. What are you doing? What are you opening? Should we be touching this? Rubik's Cube of Hell?
The weight of your destiny heavy. But it is your choice. and only yours, to become who you wish to be.
Bars.
Nathan Dayspring Summers.
Dayspring?
And it is my privilege to help you find answers.
Okay, new AI. They're like our little boys growing up so fast, literally in the last like 3 hours, for real. Ooh, upgrade. We like shit a lot. We like shit. Love that. That was a smooth transition.
But every time I think I've buried him, the bastard finds a new age to crawl out of.
Annoying.
This is when it all begins. And the only ones left to stop it are us.
Psylocke, hi, King Joe.
Intel indicates he's a bit of a handful.
I love Psylocke. She's one of my favorite characters. I hope they do her justice in this.
Recruitment.
Hey, we get some youngsters, some youngins, if you will, some babies. Okay. Well, that was episode 1, Days of Past Future. Pardon me. So we're with one section. We kind of got like the update on what's going on with figuring out where the X-Men are. Real-time Earth, 90s Earth, I guess in this case. The world's still trying to figure out what happened to the X-Men. They're still trying to do cleanup from everything that happened from season 1. And also we see that, unfortunately, the School of the Gifted has been desecrated for the most part. So there's going to be a lot of work to do when they do get back. But obviously that's not the main concern at the moment. The main concern is, where is everybody? Can we save them? And so we see that at the end of last season, Bishop showed up, and of course we saw that Forge had watched everything happen, through his TV screen. And of course, because his wife, his future wife, was taken in all this, he wants to find her. And of course, he's one of the few brains on the planet that could create something to travel through time. And of course, with Bishop's help, and of course his knowledge of time travel, it looks like they were finally able to come up with a gate, basically, to travel to and from the future. And they realized that after some extrapolation that half the team was sent to the future while half the team was sent to the past. So since there were 2 of them, they were like, one of us needs to go to the future, one of us needs to go to the past, and figure out how to get them both back to the 90s, because that's where they're supposed to be. Because obviously Bishop is much more versed in how dangerous it is that the X-Men are in different places than they're supposed to be as far as the stream of time, and how one little thing that they do, which may seem innocuous, could end up creating a ripple effect that could break the current timeline and other things. Like when it comes to time travel and stuff, guys, like it's such a crazy science, and Marvel has taken so many approaches to it. Like right now when I'm thinking of all this, I'm thinking of what we've seen in Loki, the TV show, and different Marvel movies around like the TVA and how that works and the different branches and timelines. Like that's what's kind of coming into my head with all this kind of talk. I wonder if we're gonna get maybe a reference to them in this show in some way, since everything's all wrapped into one universe now. But it's okay if we don't. But I'm just thinking that this comes to mind when we talk about the divine or the main timeline versus variants and the different branches we could potentially have when you have things come in and break it and no one to stop it and change it back, so to speak. And should they? That's another question. But anyways, in this episode, we decided to go to the future, to 3900, and we find out that, that's where Nathan ended up. We now know who summoned them, because remember, we saw at the beginning of the episode that Forge is like, we still don't know who did this. So we need to figure that out before we do anything crazy. But now we know that it was in fact this prophetess, and I can't remember her name. It just went out of my head already. But she is the one who tells Storm, I'm the one who did it, because where I come from, like she basically said, whatever future she comes from, whatever timeline she comes from, it's horrible. And my guess is that Apocalypse is the reason for that. So she basically looked and she saw that when her abilities, which she did not get into the details of what her abilities are, but my guess is that she's a bit of a seer. Like I think she can predictively see things, and she could potentially see through the timelines. And obviously if she's able to summon people from different timelines, I would say she's got an ability that's, I'm trying to think of who I know of in the Marvel verse that has an ability that's similar to that. Maybe the girl from, what was her name, that was in the last Doctor Strange movie, the one that was traveling through time. But something like that I feel like might be her ability, that she can just kind of, instead of just jumping into different time streams, she's actually able to like potentially grab people and move them through timelines, which is actually a crazy power when you think about it. But again, maybe she just has some type of variation of what Bishop and all them have with their device. Maybe she's just better at using it, but we'll see. I don't know if it's really important. But coming back, finding out that she's the one who did it, and that she's figuring out that the Apocalypse is the common stream, like he's the common issue with all the things that go wrong. So So she's like, we need to try to stop him. So she's like, if I can't stop him in the past, I got to try to stop him in the future. But if I get 2 teams of this group that I think is capable of doing it in both timelines, we might have a chance of actually nipping this villain who pops up everywhere in the bud. And I do think that even though it's not like a fine-tuned plan, it's not completely without order or without justification. So I do think that, like I said, we'll see if it actually executes properly, but it does make sense that she's trying to, get it at the head and get it at the tail. So we found out that where they are now, Apocalypse is in the, he has to keep regenerating. Basically, whatever body he's in, it deteriorates. He's got to find new hosts. It's a long process. And during the regeneration, it looks like he's weak for quite a long time. So he wants to find a vessel where that's no longer going to be a problem. We all know that Nathan, because of the technovirus that was given to him by Sinister, his body is not going to decompose the same way that a regular human body will, right? That the nanites can basically rebuild him. Obviously, he's still going to age and, eventually age out and die, but it's going to take a long time for that to happen. So the point is, now Apocalypse thinks that Nathan would be a perfect host. And not only that, imagine Apocalypse's powers with the added bonus of telepathy, right? That's crazy, especially a very strong telepathic and telekinetic by extension as well. But the telepathy is really the part that is important to him because Apocalypse is all about being worshipped, right? And what better way to convert and get people to worship you when you can force them to do it? And that's kind of a reference to the movie X-Men Days of Future Past, where that's what Apocalypse, this is a spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie, but in that movie, they introduce Apocalypse as a villain, and he actually goes after Professor Xavier, because as we know, Xavier has the most powerful telepathic mind in the universe at this point. So that's what he wants. He's like, if I have someone with his brain power, I can convert the world in a matter of seconds. So that's kind of the same idea, but with Cable, obviously it's a double whammy, because not only would he have the telepathic ability to convert people, but he also would have a body that won't quit, so to speak. So yes, we now know what the plan was in the future and what they're trying to stop. And I think what this episode really focused on, outside of giving us kind of the plot of what's going on and understanding why everyone was sent where they were, was this one was really about the Summers family, right? We know last season that Scott had a rough, the whole season was rough for him, because halfway through he discovered the woman he thought was his wife was not actually his wife, but it was his wife. And they have this baby, and this baby is technically his and his wife's, but it's not really. And it's like, it was a whole thing. And Scott had so much to mentally and emotionally deal with on top of trying to run the X-Men and deal with everything else. And then he finds out that his son has been taken by Sinister and given this virus, and he has no idea if he can fix it or should it be fixed. All of that. And he ends up having to send his son away when he's just a baby. And that, of course, breaks his heart, because he was looking forward to being a dad. And, again, in the comics, that he didn't have a great relationship with his own parents because of his mutation. So it was a big thing, and it was a lot. And seeing Cable, like the version of Cable they met last season, and how that Cable grew up kind of rough and sad and lonely because he never knew who his parents were or why they gave him up. And then, of course, that Cable coming back, trying to stop what happened, the events of what happened with the attack over and over again. And then the guilt, so all of that to say that he went through a lot. And now they're seeing Nathan, and it's at a different point in his life, and he's younger, and he's not that hardened person that they met last season. Of course, Scott and Jean want to spend time with their baby. And, that you see that even though Forge, his mission was just to come get the rogue X-Men and go back to the 90s. We see that, of course, Scott and Jean are like, no, give us a day. We can't just leave him. We just got him. We just met him. We're just seeing him again. Plus, there's this weird thing going on with this prophecy, and we don't even know if he's safe here. So, they're in very believable parental mode. And of course, in doing that, there's things that are in motion. They learn that there's certain balls that are already in motion that they can't stop. And I don't know, it kind of makes me wonder, if Forge had tried to take them back, what would have happened? As my guess is that she could probably summon Nathan back anyways. But it's just very interesting that she basically said, you guys can't stop what's going to happen, which is that Apocalypse is going to have to flee, which he did. And Nathan's going to have access to this huge library of technological information that he needs to eventually take Apocalypse down, right? So it's kind of interesting. I kind of like the way they're very much keeping the puzzle very nebulous at the moment. What the big picture is supposed to be, but how we're going to get there is still a little bit choppy. And how much of that is going to be actually things that are going to happen versus what this priestess is manipulating, we're going to have to see. But yeah, as we saw, this episode is really about, I love seeing Nathan get stronger and also get more confident in his abilities. abilities, like how quickly he started to pick up the control of his technovirus was really impressive to see. And you see the parents were really just like so proud of him. But also we saw a couple of soft moments with Storm. It's like she's still discovering how powerful she is, which I think is a lot of fun because, you know, by the time we see her in a lot of movies, Storm's already very actuated in herself. But I like that they show that this is a journey for Storm. And again, it's been ages since I've read the comics, and I've not read all the comics that feature Storm in it, but my memory of it is correct. I do believe that Storm kind of gets more powerful as years go on. Like, she was always powerful, but I think she discovers more and more of like what she can do with her mutation as she gets older. So all that to say that I'd love to see that in this show as well, because while Storm's already a badass, it's really cool to see her discovering how much more of a badass she is, because she's like an Omega level mutant, right? So I feel like we haven't seen a ton of that yet, but I'm fine with us getting, you know, kind of going through that slowly along with her. So yeah, it was a fun first episode. I enjoyed it. I think it just threw us back into the thick of things. We had some good action right off the bat, and we're getting an idea of what the stakes are that we're fighting for. And yeah, I think in the next episode, we're potentially going to be going back. I love that we have Psylocke now in the mix. She's what, like I said, she's one of my favorite characters. I have one of her cards and everything. I love her. So I really hope that they do her justice, because I feel like she's only been featured in one X-Men movie so far, and I feel like it didn't even touch on how badass of a character she is. So I'm really hoping we're going to see more of that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. We're ready to jump into episode 2, which is called A Force to be Reckoned With. So let's do that right now.
Move! Who's right up ahead?
This feels like a horror movie. Oh yeah, there's really no place for young mutants anymore, is there? That's creepy. Bo DeMeo is still an executive producer?
Regroup somewhere safe.
Safe? This was the safe place for kids like us.
It was.
This area is restricted.
Havoc?
Don't worry, son. We won't hurt you. We're definitely the good guys.
Okay. X-Force? Is that y'all?
They call themselves
X-Factor. Sorry, that's right. Scott Broski?
Director Val Cooper is under fire for a controversial campaign to relocate mutants, quote, for their own...
Yeah, okay. Make them register, maybe?
Wanna play?
Not in the
X-Men
mood.
wouldn't be playing around while the government's detaining mutant kids.
Mm.
Whole world's upside down, and we're just plugging quarters at the arcade.
Jeez, aren't you supposed to be the peppy one?
I am. Hey, Capes! Not an actual folder.
He's been off the grid for a while, but now one of his horsemen's reemerged on the scene.
Frankenstein?
Just turn on the news. A perfect time for Apocalypse to ignite his dream war between
He looks so
humanity
unnecessarily creepy.
We are soldiers. Once you're in, you're in. No questions, no retreat.
She's like, but I am both a student and a hero.
But it beats playing video games while the world's going to hell.
Does it? Because that feels like a great dissociative task that I would be up for. Cable's in the intro now officially. Psylocke! Oh, okay. You okay, bro? No, not Archangel. Psylocke! I'm so excited to see her get to pop her shit. So we're gonna be fighting Apocalypse in 3 timelines? That's crazy. X-Force 97. I'm geeked. It's Scotty Van! You better show that samba right.
Mission simple, team.
Is it?
We find Apocalypse's horsemen, we find Apocalypse.
In this crowd?
Too many minds. I can't.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of people.
Sunspot, what's with the dancing? This
Blending
is a date
in.
night.
Didn't you say blend in?
Hello? Everyone's partying.
Civil wars. Guy's got more blood on his hands than history books can count.
That's a lot. Do you keep your eye on one job, Jubilee?
I need backup, now.
That's my elegant queen. You can fly. Thank you. I'm like, what are we doing?
Just wait for my signal.
I love it. Look at him embracing his powers. Such a step up from last season.
X-Force 1, creepy apocalypse zombie.
That was one
0.
kick. Calm down. Is this the real war? Oh, girl. Never mind, it is.
Sweet dreams.
against the dawn of an age that cannot be stopped.
Great, you're a monologuer.
When he who never dies will culminate.
Can we shut him up, please?
But in due time, you will face his judgment.
Thank you. Shut up.
He won't speak willingly.
Nope. Break him, Psylocke. I love the way they're animating her powers.
Have manners?
Nope, not always.
That might be how your professor did it, but we don't have time for pleasantries.
Actually, Professor X would invade a mind if he really needed to. He just didn't like it.
We shall forge a new one.
So good. We don't need
fire and blood.
that. No, you keep it.
Like a wall of diamonds blocking me. I stole as much as I could.
Diamonds? Is that what's her tits?
She cannot be saved.
You were.
Yes, by Rogue. And now she's gone.
Love you, Rogue.
This isn't murder.
It's mercy.
It's mercy.
Who gets to decide that? I don't think she's gonna be okay with that.
We could call the authorities.
And put him where?
He might have more to say.
That's a no.
We are the authority.
He said, I am the law, Judge Dredd. But are they wrong in this instance? I would say not.
We were trying to stop a ruthless mass murderer, not steal from his playbook.
Is that a mass or is it one person?
Psylocke said the horseman's mind was blocked by a psychic wall.
We all know who makes
saw
diamonds.
I know only one telepath who's got a thing
Yep,
for
what's her name?
Emma Frost.
Frost, thank you. I'm tired today, guys. My brain is not kicking in fast enough.
That dashing Warren Worthington is more my type.
Well,
Though I wouldn't mind making you bark.
Yeah.
Wolf.
Ew.
Exactly.
The X-Men saved your life in Genosha.
As well as their heroic image. And
Oh, should we let you die then?
We need information.
Because we should have.
listen, my dears, I'm a matchmaker. I help demand meet supply and take a small cut.
Sure.
I don't get curious. So please pack up your
BS.
He needed to smuggle cargo into Switzerland.
I wonder if Cable can read his mind. Or read her mind, I mean.
I'm in it for a cut.
Yep.
So, where shall we start the bidding?
She's a businesswoman and I'm not even mad at it. But yeah, I do wonder because I know sometimes with telekinetics, they can't always read other telekinetics. Professor X can crack almost every mind, but even he had trouble with Frost, so.
You led us to a dead end.
Not dead, but an end? Yes.
Thing about Emma, she likes to betray people. It's kind of her thing.
Stand down or be put down.
Unlike you, X-Force doesn't answer to anyone. Least of all, Uncle Sam's mutant lapdog.
Why are we fighting? Oh, she said right back at you, ho. I love the way her shape of her powers is.
But I only need one of me.
Right? She's like, I'm that damn good, actually. Don't play with me. You got a lot of matched powers here. I love that they're showing that, Jubes. It's like, don't touch my girlfriend! That is such an accurate depiction of her. She's like, whenever y'all are done fighting, I could actually end you all right now, but I'm gonna watch the fireworks, quite literally. Well, there's that.
Polaris, what are you doing? We're not the bad guys here.
Oh, Magneto's kid.
You have no idea the danger coming.
Well, Havoc was never much of a listener. Good job, Jubes.
Get off me! We have to go back for her!
Guess we're not doing that. Not the lovers separated.
Just tell us what Cable's up to and where he's going.
Tell me where my man
You
is.
didn't mean to get caught up in all of this. You're just a kid.
You don't know anything about her.
To legally police threats, mutant and human.
Hmm,
You're just
police.
trying to keep order by easing tensions.
Sure.
That's your plan for easing tensions?
That part.
With the violent bigots who are attacking us?
Hmm.
You guys are gonna have to bring in a telepath, because I'm not talking.
That
you
part.
have one of those on your C-list roster?
Oh!
Off Cyclops? But at least he's on a mission worth fighting for. Sorry I can't say the same for you.
We've all lost a lot. You and I are all that's left. We're all doing our best to honor them.
Are you?
Do you think he'd be proud of what you're doing?
I mean, let's be
I'm
real.
wondering if he'd be proud of me.
Wow, Polaris. I expect this of Havoc, but really, mind she doesn't know who her daddy is. Oh, I know, babes.
We're going back for Jubilee.
Relax, DaCosta.
We gotta
I'm
figure out
fine.
how to get her out.
She can handle it on her own.
Just because she can do it alone doesn't mean she should
I
have
get
to.
it, bro, but we gotta do priorities here. How are we gonna get her out? But I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but we should have a plan.
For reminding me what I'm in this for. I can buy you 5 minutes.
Can
How
you?
you use them? That's up to you.
It's a trap. You gonna get some havoc? Hey, she got the headphones on. Let's go. Ooh, not the light show. Well done. Let them know. I'm an ex-person, she said.
Jubes, where are you?
It's cool,
Is it?
but I've got additional cargo, and I'm definitely gonna need backup.
Cargo? What cargo?
More mutants. She's like, I'm taking the babies out of here. This is some BS. I understand where Rob's coming from here, but she can't handle herself. That's one of the main things Professor X teaches them is self-sufficiency. Ooh, that clothesline was clean. You got a little cocky. I can't wait till she can learn to develop her powers the way that the other version of her did. Can none of you guys at least use your fists?
Right there.
Your choice.
It doesn't have to go this way.
Free fall it is.
Peace out, losers.
Yep, she's like, I'd rather fall. Free fall for years. And just in case you miss me, flare. He's like, I like this kid. Someone come get her. She's like, I knew you had me, babe.
Where's Jubilee?
Really, where is she?
Any idea how that happened?
You are Magneto's daughter.
And we will not rest until these fugitives are brought to justice.
Ooh, but why the mugshot's so muggy though?
Congrats, team. Being national fugitives should really help us
Right?
stay under the radar.
Thanks.
But at what cost?
Exactly.
Less than the cost of doing nothing. If we're not going to defend the world Apocalypse wants to destroy, what's the point of even fighting him?
You better school him. He's like, I'm from the school of Professor X.
Where we're going, it's no place for a bunch of kids.
Is there any place safe if Apocalypse takes over?
Kids are tougher than you think.
He knows from experience. And these kids have been through it already.
I have to object.
Oh.
You must send the X-Men back to their time.
No, not yet. I don't want them to go.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
If the X-Men do not return, there may be no future left to protect.
That's the whole thing with the timeline.
You can't expect us to just leave him here.
You're gonna have to.
But you can take heart knowing he will be protected.
Right? Like, at least the immediate threat to his life is gone for now.
To do what they cannot.
Send them home.
Is the burden of destiny.
It's kind of cool as a teenager to be like, no, you go to your bed, Dad. He's like, you sent me away the first time, now I gotta send you away.
The X-Men.
But I love you, son.
He knows.
Goodbye, Nathan.
Aw, with his mom reaching out to him. You know, at least they didn't want to leave you. Great transition again. All right, that was episode 2. And yeah, now we're back in the middle. Like, I'm kind of loving that. I didn't think we were going to be across 3 timelines, but we are, which makes sense. We've got a piece of the X-Men in all of them. Last episode, I kind of forgot that Jubilee and Sunspot were still in the 90s. But yeah, we now have an idea of what's going on. We got introduced to X-Factor and X-Force. We're just getting all the X's out of the way, which I love because there's different characters in these groups that I love. As I mentioned last episode, I love Psylocke, love seeing her here. Already very impressed with the way that they are showing her, like, you know, showing that she's a badass, that she is a martial artist, as well as someone who uses her psychic abilities very differently than what we've seen with Professor X or with Jean, and even seeing a little bit of Emma Frost. You know, like last season we didn't see a lot of her. Like we kind of got like the nonchalant rich baddie vibe from her, but not really kind of an idea of the way she works. And I like in this episode, even though it was just a brief moment, like the diamonds, right? Her signature diamond wall that she can create, which again, I don't think that this show gets into how powerful Emma is. Like she's a real formidable force when it comes to her psychic abilities. And plus her diamond skin is also a crazy ability, but with her psychic abilities as I said, at least in the comics, even Professor X had trouble. Like, I believe he is slightly stronger than she is, but like she gave him a real run for his money as far as psychic ability, or at least her fortitude against his mind reading. So that's pretty cool. And it gives you an idea of how hard it would be to break the mind of War or anybody else that she's tampered with. So yeah, that was kind of a cool little side thing there. Seeing as well, like the different philosophies, right? Seeing Polaris, which, you know, again, I don't know if this show is going to go into it, but I think at least in a few of the X-Men comics, Polaris is the daughter of Magneto, right? Like a long lost daughter of Magneto. And her powers are very similar to Magneto's, but not as strong. But coming back, seeing her and the X-Force, and again, this question of, you know, the morality of who's doing the right thing, right? Like Jubilee and Sunspot are kind of like, you know, they were hiding from the X-Force and being rounded up, but at the same time, we saw that Jubilee was not okay with just being idle and doing nothing while she's seeing the injustice that the government's getting away with, because one group of mutants does some crazy things and they want to make, you know, all mutants pay for it. And we talked about that a lot in season 1, and that's why Magneto, who was trying to turn over a new leaf, was really struggling, because he's like, you know, Charles, you keep saying to trust these humans, but every chance they get, they try to screw us over. And that's exactly what we saw happening. And we're seeing right now, right? That now that the X-Men are not here, now they're like, oh, let's round up all the young mutants. It's just a precaution. It's a precaution, which it's not. It's them trying to control and to restrict and illegally detain young people. And I would be surprised that those facilities would not be just used as experimentation grounds for all types of cells of the government, right? And they did talk about that in the X-Men movies as well, the new X-Men movies. You know, was it Trask? You know, how he was using them to figure out ways to either create their own mutants, or more importantly, if there's a way to suppress the mutant gene. But of course, we all know that most government factions around the world would rather learn how to use and hone the X gene instead for their own purposes versus getting rid of it. But either way, it wasn't fair. And Jubilee was not happy about it. And, you know, the way she's been raised and the way that she's been brought up, and with Professor X, she knows that sitting back and doing nothing is not an option, right? Like, if you have the power to help and you don't, you know, Xavier's mindset is that you're just as bad as the people who are doing the bad things. So yeah, we see that turned into her questioning Cable, questioning the methods of his little team, because they're a little bit more unscrupulous, right? Like in the X-Men universe, not everyone's a hero. Not everybody's a purist in the sense of, I won't take life to get where I need to go. I mean, Xavier is very much of that mindset, but you get like your Magnetos, or you get Blades, or, you know, these are extreme examples, but people who are willing to take lives in the name of what they think is right. So anyways, it was kind of interesting to see the different philosophies there, and then the very real conversation between Jubilee and Polaris about who's doing the right thing here, right? Like, here's Jubilee with a group that did execute somebody, which of course, as I said, was not, that's something Xavier would have been completely against. And had he been there, he would have stopped it from happening. But then you've got Polaris, who's working with the very oppressors that are trying to round up and potentially ostracize and oppress the mutants, right? And is it, you know, she's thinking, well, it's not that I want to do that, it's just that I feel like the government's going to go after them anyway, and at least if we're here, we're going to make sure it's done safely and that they don't get harmed, right? And it's very real. That's a very real thing. Like, if you can apply it to real world situations very easily, of, you know, who's right, who's more right, who's more wrong. But I think in the end, the common theme that her and Polaris had is that they really just want to look out for mutants. They're trying to do its best to keep mutants safe. That's what they were taught. That's what Xavier was all about. And they just, at the moment, were in two different sides of how that was getting, or at least how they believed it was getting done. But I do like that Polaris did end up letting her out. I wasn't sure at first if maybe she was doing it as a, well, if Jubilee leaves, you can follow her and get to Cable. But I guess she genuinely was like, you know what, we're besties. And also, you're right. Like, this isn't right, but I'm already in it. So the most I can do is let you kind of fix this wrong of all these kids being here and, you know, deal with the consequences later. So yeah, that's kind of what we have going on with those guys. And yeah, we see that Cable is very much doing his best to figure out the best way to figure out what Apocalypse created in the 90s and figure out how to stop it, because they do know that if it gets off the ground, it's probably going to cause more harm than good. So hopefully the X-Force and Factors, the XF teams will find a way to work together, coming up, because they're going to need more combined effort versus them fighting each other while trying to also fight Apocalypse at the same time. So I do think we're going to get there pretty quickly though. And then we just got a quick flash forward I guess it is technically a flash forward, different timeline of Nathan, picking up from last episode where he gets, when he gets linked in with the system. And yeah, basically the system says, you got to send them back. Like there's Apocalypse is doing some shit in their time. You can't stay here. It's going to mess everything up. Like if that timeline gets messed up, then this timeline is going to be affected. So you got to go back. And understandably, neither of this, no member of the Summers family wants to go back, right? They all want to stay together. They just got back together. As Scott said, like, you have every right to ask us questions. We want to get to know you. It's a very real thing with a family that's been apart for too long. But yeah, time is of the essence, no pun intended. So there was no time for that. And I love that, as much as that priestess girl kind of annoys me, she's right. She kind of needs, I think Cable kind of needs a detached person to kind of keep Nathan focused and not falling into the emotional side of him really wanting his mom and dad. So like she said, you got to do what your parents don't have the strength to. You got to send them back. So that's what he did. So they're on their way back to hopefully to 1997. And we have yet to visit our people in the past. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the next episode. But yeah, I like this one a lot as well. So let's jump into episode 3, which is called Rise of Apocalypse Part 1 right now. I'll get sick of it one day, maybe.
We have no way to pinpoint where they are.
I ain't a bitch
The
for
longer
that.
they're gone, the more chances there are for the entire time stream to be rewritten.
Okay, Captain Negative.
If we cannot reach them, we must hope they succeed.
That's what you gotta do. Trust in your team. They're all badasses like y'all.
It comes as a heavy burden to be the first of your kind.
Look at that beard. How you doing, Eric?
That is a story told by oppressors who need for you to fear them.
That's true.
It is they who fear
Exactly.
you. With my guidance, a god among insects.
So this is your fault, Magneto?
But it is only through struggle that one comes to understand the true value of power.
Well, that's the way that you look at it, Eric. But yeah, no. Eric, I don't need you poisoning this man's mind into thinking he can be a god. That's half the problem here.
Redirect my forces to the front walls. Nur cannot live to challenge me for the temple, or the power I seek.
Really? This is very modern equipment for 3000 BCE. This timeline has been touched already. Really? We whipping people? Right out the gate? In Egypt?
You were just a broken child when I found you in the desert.
Okay.
We are trapped 5,000 years before our time.
Right?
The Pharaoh's technology is clearly from the future.
Clearly!
Perhaps even from a time beyond ours.
I'd
It
say.
could help us return home. We trust En Sabanur.
His name is
Right? He's like, don't start getting all splicing hairs with me.
Lord of Destruction.
All those things.
The X-Men's
His
most
eyes are red, for God's sake.
Nur does not know who we really are, or when we are from.
And yet, he trusts me.
Does he?
And the future belongs to the strong. Survival of the fittest! Survival of the fittest!
Okay, Darwin. You totally still. Oh, look at Magneto. Like, yeah. Fittest being mutants. You are terrifying looking. I would think you were a demon too. I'm not going to lie. Have you just thought about maybe just putting a little makeup on it? I don't know if that's natural or if you paint that on, but maybe it's a little makeup on it is all I'm saying. Oh, damn. Okay. Damn! Magneto, you can make quick work of this, and you know you can't. Oh. Oh, yeah, cackle some more.
I suppose perseverance is the virtue of a slave.
Provoke him. That's smart. He's like, why don't y'all come down here and talk to me? Yeah. Whip me again and see what I do. Ooh, he nasty with it now. Still need you to die, but I can acknowledge that you a badass. What the elephant do? Leave him out of it. It's giving me Lord of the Rings flashbacks. Okay. You just be stopping mammoths for fun. No, see, this is what I said. What did they do? Using him like a damn bat. That is disrespectful and inhumane. Another reason he's got to die. That was a great thing they did with the shadow. What will you do? No.
We take him alive.
Restraint because daddy was watching.
What are the odds this bucket of spare junk will actually get us home?
No, till we try.
In an ancient Egypt of murderous robots, I would imagine a demon lurking among them.
Right? I'm like, that's not going to be the scariest thing they've seen. Okay, fancy lights. Power. I don't know. This feels a little too shaky. I don't like it. I like it. Y'all never listen to me. Don't you know I'm a future scientist?
Hank, self-flagellation helps no one.
That part. Just breathe
You've
it.
done your best.
I just don't have enough power. How can...
Give us more power.
Then I fear praying to the gods may soon be our only option.
I mean, supernatural might help you.
Fates now rest on an alliance between our oldest adversary and our most merciless one.
Ain't life funny? I mean, I'd have to look it up, but can't Professor X just mind control him? I know he don't like to do it, but he could.
Though I must confess, every part of me still longs to crush this insect.
Yes, okay, murdery. Just calm down.
Let us just say he has never been one to offer outsiders his trust.
That's smart.
Your plan to extract vital intelligence from the Pharaoh's general is to have Apocalypse ask him nicely?
I thought nicely was how the X-Men prefer to do.
Right?
Just pull the information out of his dang head.
That's not the way he rolls.
Using my powers on him increases the risk of us altering the past here.
You're just reading.
Removing us from this era as quickly as possible is in everyone's best interest. I fear to consider
that part.
So many nights as a boy, an outcast among slaves, glaring up at the stars, cussing, praying. Why?
Because you look like that.
Dreams help us survive.
They do.
Perhaps even more than blades and arrows.
I have never seen an enemy quake before a dream.
Who invited you? This is a mutant-only party.
The men whisper, soul son. We could have torn through every wall in that city today.
And what would that have accomplished?
You do not yet understand his army enough to vanquish him.
That part.
How many of these same men would die at the hands of his machine?
Their ambitions for you are so very small.
Are they?
I freed you from the camp. I promised you the world.
Okay, look, if this is just about you, like, loving him, no one's trying to steal him from you, bro.
You told Nur we see a destiny for him?
He's like, let me cook, Charles. Let me cook. I got a plan, I swear.
Not to help us find a way home,
but
to coerce him into embracing my dream of mutant-human harmony.
Can't we do both?
A mutant with Apocalypse's power had championed your dream 5,000 years before you did.
I mean, you can't ignore the possibilities.
A chance to rewrite all of history in our favor.
It's the way he's pitching.
Genosha was not your fault, Magnus.
He does feel like that way. He's supposed to protect them.
It was ours.
Oh.
I brought mutants there.
He was like, I wasn't implicating myself.
My intention was to inspire.
Yes, inspire me to be like you.
You always do that, Charles. You always do that.
Help me, Charles. And your X-Men will return to a world far beyond our wildest.
Or it could be worse. We just don't know, bro.
I do hope it's possible for Nur's rage to be contained.
That part I think we can agree on.
You will answer me.
Took a moment, but I'd never forget the disfigured face of Ramadan's favorite.
His skin is like a dead giveaway.
Your first master, who put you in your pharaoh's chain.
He about to die. Ooh, and I don't blame him.
You want me to let this dog live?
For now.
The pharaoh is on the precipice of a discovery that will make his current army look like playthings.
Do talk.
Blessed with the means to turn our mortal pharaoh into a god himself.
Keep talking.
You will tell us.
You will take it, Charles.
You leave me no choice.
See, I knew you could do it anyway.
I will know it all in time.
That's the way it's gotta be, Charles. Like, respectfully, I don't know why he was trying to be so nice. We trying to get home. And you do it when you want to anyway. Who's in there?
I am the tide that carries all to the rocks of the eternal shore.
The hell are you?
Whoever you are, reveal yourself.
Please?
In time, all will see.
God, cryptic, just say.
Is where the end.
Who's he?
It's me, Charles. It's me.
He levitated out the chair?
Pieces of the Lost Temple's location. And I am not sure we should wish to know it either.
I think we need to find out.
It will not tolerate us finding this place.
Do not worry, old friend.
I'm worried.
Lift the wool from your eyes, Nur. This so-called prophet has lied to you. He hides their true intent.
What is that?
You are using them to build something.
Yes.
A weapon. For yourself.
No.
Nur, give me a
simpleton.
You have deceived me.
Okay.
Your own.
I'm sorry, Nur.
You did deceive him, but not in the way you think.
Nur, please, no!
He was always a murderer.
Destroy them!
Not today. Charles? Charles, you know what to do?
It seems we are not alone.
Hello. Guess what? I teleport. Did I do this shit? Hey, took you long enough, bro. Whoa, what? That's not good.
Time to deplete the reserves.
Go to sleep, oh God. You were so annoying.
We gotta get you back home now before he comes to.
What of the others? Have they returned to our time?
Yes.
Long story.
But you don't know that.
Let us see who is more fit to survive.
Why are these people just dancing? Why are they going moonwalking in the background? I'm so confused. Oh no, is this going to interfere with our transportation? Oh, where's that going?
Time to get the hell out of this place.
Can we?
We need you back in the 1990s.
Quickly! You just broke up the whole mountainside for what? Laughing maniacally. He looks like Jafar in that. Like if Jafar from Aladdin didn't have his facial hair. Maybe they took some inspiration. I don't know. It's all Disney, isn't it? Okay. Well, guys, that was episode 3, and we're in the past now. We're getting to see what happened with this team. And yes, we see that my man Magnus can't help himself, right? He's always looking at ways to potentially fix the issue of humans versus mutants. But what I like is that old Magnus would have definitely tried to recruit, but not in the way that we saw on the show. It would have been more of a, how do I get him to work with me? Because if I could get someone as powerful as Apocalypse working with me, the first mutant, I could take over this bee, right? Like I think old Magnus would have been like, this is the perfect way to make sure that humans are always to the side, right? But he instead lets us know, and Charles know that, no, my mind for this is actually that what if he, being the first mutant that we know of, he actually sets a precedent for acceptance of mutants, of integration of mutants and humans in a way that is egalitarian versus what we've got now where humans fear the mutants and some mutants fear humans, and you know, the battles in between. And like, what if we could change it and make it a world where everyone lives in harmony? And, you know, of course, you know, Professor Xavier can't like completely dismiss it. It's not a crazy idea, right? How many of us, if we had a time machine to go back to before those slave ships ever went out, or, you know, before certain nations invaded others, like could we do something to stop that from happening? Because where our world would be if we didn't have the stupid, petty things we fight over. The fact that we fight people over the degrees of melanin in our skin, over our features, over the language we speak, over the way we look, over invisible lines that we call country boundaries. Like these are stupid, stupid, stupid things to fight over. And if all of us collectively just saw each other as equal humans and that we all just wanted to protect ourselves and each other and think that, you know that when one of us benefits, all of us could benefit. Imagine where we would be. We would actually be in the year 5000
2000 as far as technology, advancements, health, security. We probably would have eradicated all the diseases we have now. We probably would have cracked immortality, for God's sake. There's so many things we could do if we didn't waste so many years fighting and killing each other unnecessarily. Just imagine. I know I'm getting into utopia here, but you get my point. Like, most of us, if we had the power to go back in time and maybe stop certain pivotal events from happening, we probably would try it. But what Magnus is not seeing at this point is that it's never as simplistic as that. What would that have done? And it's rough because we can't predict all the outcomes. That's the thing. We never know the future. And yes, one domino changing could absolutely create a whole new timeline, as it were. And it could be worse than the one we know. And so that's kind of what Charles is trying to bring out to Magnus. Like, not even on that scale, though. It's more, he brought a lot lower to the sense of, but you don't know Al-Nur. You don't know him. You think you know him, but you don't. He's like, that guy, we've jumped in at the adult part of his life after being enslaved, after being ostracized, after being beaten, after going through all kinds of abuse. His mind and his trauma are in a place that even we don't understand. I mean, Charles probably could if he dared to try to read that mind. But again, I have to look in because I think that Charles had issues reading his mind. I could be wrong about that. But my point is still, even reading his mind is not the same, right? Like, you can't just fix, a whole lifetime of trauma with one conversation, right? Even if he did want to be better, even if Al-Nur was someone who wanted to reform himself, it wasn't going to happen overnight, not after going through, again, years of abuse. And when you're part of an oppressed party, it's really difficult to turn the other cheek when you have the opportunity to just change the entirety of the story, right? And so those are the things that Xavier was trying to point out to Magnus, that, like, it's not that I'm saying that I'm against your vision. It's that I don't think you're looking at how this picture is there's so many other little chess pieces you're not taking into account. And I think they're too big for us to fix in the short amount of time we really have here. Because again, as Beast was bringing out desperately all episode, like, we have to be careful. One wrong move here and we could completely screw up the present, right? Like, we could completely wipe out the timeline that we come from if we're not careful. So it's a lot going on, and bless Eric's heart. Like, I love that he was kind of, again, him and Charles, I'm like, if y'all don't just shut up and get married, like, like, it's just like the way they bicker. It's like they both care so much about each other, but they also frustrate the crap out of each other. And it's always about, Eric's trying to impress, Charles. Charles is trying to be an influence to Eric. But, one thing I think that was brought out that was brilliant and doesn't get talked about enough is that when Eric said, Charles, you're always trying to influence people to be better, but only when it's in the image of what you consider to be better, aka you try to make us more like you. And it wasn't said in this show, but in the X-Men movie, was it Days of Future Past? It might have been that one. The one where Mystique starts to go rogue, right? And her and Charles have an argument again, this is a spoiler if you've not seen the movie, but her and Charles have an argument. And in the end, she's like, Charles, you've never actually seen me for me. You've always just projected what you want me to be onto me. You want me to be like you, and I'm not like you, right? So it's kind of a running theme that, Charles, even though he's done a lot of great things and he is a very good man in multiple ways, he does have his flaws. And one of his biggest flaws is that he thinks that his way is the only way, which is crazy considering that he's a rich kid who comes from a place of privilege. Despite being a mutant, he is still effectively a wealthy white man, which in our world, in the world he would have grown up in, made him one of the most privileged people on the planet. So it's like, bro, you don't see the world from the same lens as everyone else just because you're a mutant. And even though you can see people's memories should you choose to look, it doesn't mean that you've lived their experience. So these are the kind of things that Charles, unfortunately, that's part of his flaw, is that he kind of thinks that he's the authority on what's good and bad, right and wrong, and the way that mutants and humans should interact. And he's not. He's coming from one perspective. There's so many more, and mutants have been through so much more that he just does not understand and can't possibly understand. And that's who, Eric tries to advocate for to some degree. And again, how Eric says to him, like, Charles, just because you wouldn't go about it this way doesn't mean that my way's wrong. And that's the way you always look at it with us. And that's why we always butt heads, right? So I just really like that dynamic, because Charles does need a Magnus in his life to kind of challenge that superiority complex that he has from time to time that even he doesn't recognize. Like, that's a big blind spot for Charles. By and large, he's a good guy, but yeah, we all have our issues, and that's one of Charles's. But anyway, I kind of like that they touched on that in this episode. And, I think Charles Charles really did see what Magneto was trying to do. And I think that if they had more time and it was less dangerous of stakes they were playing with, he probably would see if there was something he could do to help. But they didn't have the luxury of all of that. And so we see that, yeah, their main thing is that Beast is he was trying to create a portal for them to go home, but they don't have half the technology or the power that they need, which is the same issue we saw happening in the future. But yeah, they didn't really have time for all of that because whoever's running this current Pharaoh, he clearly is getting technology from somewhere because it makes no sense, right? He's got robots and all kinds of things that should not be in 3000 BCE. But when Charles tried to look into the mind of that one, I guess you could call him minion, there is something there. There's a force there that was blocking Charles. Because I was like, how is Charles taking so long to break into this guy's mind? Like, this is just a regular dude, isn't it? But it turns out it's not because it was his mind. He was worried, or it wasn't his mind that was the problem. It was whatever this entity is that was represented by like a big eye. Like, it looked like a giant eye that was stuck in the sand, and we had like a lot of light, and we had like an image of a pharaoh. Like, there was concepts of where this cave was and what it was, but there was a force very strong that was interfering with Charles's ability to tap into that mind. And I don't even think the guy who was there even knew that this was in his brain, right? Because we see that he even had some type of tracking device in him he didn't even know about. So a lot's going on there. And Charles recognizes, like you said, there is something here, and it's bigger than what we think it is. And it's bigger than even Apocalypse at the moment. And it does not want us to find that cave. And I'm starting to think we shouldn't find it either. Like, Charles was scared. Like, the fact that my man was levitating out of his chair, again, I don't know if it was him or the force that was trying to keep him from getting into this guy's mind, but either way, it scared Charles. And when Charles is scared, I get scared. When Charles is scared, I get scared. So there's even like another layer to this plot, which is potentially, and I think that's kind of crazy, and I'd love to find out more about it. But yes, we see that in the end, Bishop did manage to finally find them. But yeah, things are not going according to plan, because yes, now Noor is mad. He thinks he's been betrayed. He was lied to, but not betrayed, but he thinks so. And again, this is what Charles was worried about. He's like, this guy's got a rage problem and he's got bloodlust that has nothing to do with being a mutant. I don't think you can temper that in just a few days. That's what he was trying to warn Magneto about. And then of course we found out at the end, that's exactly what happened. He didn't even give Magneto a chance to explain. He immediately went to violence, right? So, and it's cultural as well, right? We're seeing that the people that he ran with too, his leader of whatever that pack was like, no, we should have killed everyone. We should have just bloodied their walls. So it's like, there's culture and oppression and trauma and all those things that in place with Elnor that was going to make it very difficult to get him to see a different path no matter what they did. So yeah, we kind of ended the episode with Elnor trying to take them out, and obviously still from even before he did all the augmentation things he did, he was clearly already a big force to be dealt with. And we also have the Pharaoh that's trying to capture him as well. And you know, he's also building something in this cave. So lots of stuff are going on right now. Even though everyone's got their armbands, I don't think they're going to be able to teleport just yet. The fact that they got hit with whatever that energy beam is and Elnor trying to stop them, I don't think it's going to go smoothly just yet. So we'll have to see. I mean, it's part 1 we see here for this episode anyway, so I think we're going to get part 2 and we'll figure out whether or not we're able to leave the past and what that means. You know, Elnor seeing and experiencing the X-Men, like exactly how much of them he gets to see and how that's going to affect the present where he is still doing things that they're still not sure of. So yeah, I like it. They're starting to build up the different pieces of the puzzle of this season. And I feel like what I like about this season already, which is a little bit different from season 1, is that season 1 was kind of disjointed for like the first 4 or 5 episodes. It was like kind of these little mini vignettes of different X-Men and different things going on. Whereas this one I feel like feels a lot more linear, which is hilarious considering we're talking about time jumping. But maybe that's the reason why they chose to make it more linear, so that it wouldn't get confusing along with all the different time and just, you know, temporal stuff that's going on right now. So I do appreciate that. I think it's cool, but I'm enjoying it a lot. So yeah, another good episode. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching all these along with me. If you did, please show some love and I'll see you in the next one.